Hey, so this is gonna be a little bit different from stuff I normally make. Um, Also, I'm sorry for the way I sound. I have a cold, but um, this last week, my grandpa, um, my grandpa passed away. Um, my grandpa was the best, one of the best people that I've ever met in my life. No matter what he did, he was always supportive of everything that me and my brothers ever did. Supportive of my mom and of my grandma, and just just the best. And I thought the only way that I could properly pay tribute to him was not by giving you a, a rundown of his life, although he lived one of the most amazing lives I've ever seen. He sung in Carnegie Hall with his choir. He served for the country. He did everything that you could possibly do, and yet he still remained humble and in good spirits the entire time. Truly, my grandpa was one of the best people that I ever spoke to. And for 2 years of his life, or around three, he was my roommate. I don't know if a lot of you know this. I live in my grandparents' basement. Right up above me is where my grandpa and grandma lived. But besides everything I just said, I will pay tribute. I've already paid tribute to him online. If you want to read something I wrote, it's my Twitter. Go find that. Um, what I instead want to do is immortalize the stories that my grandpa told. My grandpa had so many stories. And this is true. And like right before he sadly passed away, me and Caden and Monin were planning on filming an episode with him. And sadly, that didn't get to be done in time. But I thought, just because I want a place to immortalize these stories and for people to be able to hear them, um, I will share some stories about my grandpa. So the first story that I remember hearing ever about my grandpa was so first off, let's preface this by saying that my grandpa as a kid was a cracked out child. He was absolutely insane. Um like buck wild, just absolutely insane. And the first story that I was ever told about my grandpa by him was a story about a pig and a firecracker. And I'll just put it plain and simply. My grandpa stuck a firecracker up a pig's butt and lit the firecracker, and the pig was not happy. The pig survived, by the way. Want to point that out. The pig survived. I don't know how but it survived. The pig was very angry at my grandpa, let's just say, for various reasons. Number one is the fact that he stuck a firecracker up a pig's butt. Another story he told us And this is what happens when an animal pisses off my grandpa. So my neighbor had a chicken, and this chicken was annoying as shit, constantly going on, and my grandpa, I guess, had it one day and killed the chicken. But you see, it wasn't his, it was the neighbor's. And so when the neighbors asked, hey, what happened to our chicken? My grandpa, being the smug asshole he was, responded, well, it ran into my hatchet. The chicken just walked into my hatchet. So, that's its own damn fault. These are they're very short stories, but I'm telling them because they're funny. And again, that sums up my grandpa to a T. It's surprisingly, I know it's going to shock you, my grandpa loved animals. My dog, Alina, who you may know, he adored Lena so much. I'm going to cry again. He absolutely adored Lena to the end of the earth, and was just always giving her treats and everything, and just whatever. Now to the next story. Did you know that my grandpa was in the Navy? Yeah, he served our country. Like I said earlier, he was in the Navy, and a story that is personally one of my favorite stories that kind of sums up him. Not really him, this is his friend. It's not his friend, so, but my grandpa told it. So my grandpa served with his buddy, I don't know his name. We'll call him Greg, because Greg's a good name. And my grandpa, the Navy, they like to do a little bit of drinking. And my grandpa's buddy, who we call him Greg, got really drunk. And they're on a boat. Of course they're on a boat. Because they're the Navy. And this guy fell overboard out of the boat. Well drunk, which is very bad. But he can swim, so he went back up. And he's floating in the water. And he goes, hey, can someone get me a lifesaver? And my grandpa's buddy, my other grandpa's buddy, who's also drunk, that we're going to call to Greg, because that's the name, yelled back to him, yeah, which flavor? So, I'm just going to share memories now before I end off the video. A memory I distinctly have is that my grandpa loved SpongeBob SquarePants. Because we, as kids, would watch it all the time on the TV upstairs. And he would sit and watch with us, and he would laugh at the stupid jokes and the juvenile humor of the show. He absolutely adored SpongeBob. I remember to this day talking to him. Obviously in the past, I would talk to him, and he goes, SpongeBob. He would just say, I like SpongeBob. That was good. God, there's so many stories my grandpa did. I can't connect them all in this video. There's another story that I remember that happened when I was living with. I haven't told the story to anyone in my family, and I'm going to, or maybe I have my mom. But there was a while where I would go to the gym at like 1 a.m. to work out, because, why not? And so I got back at around 1:30. I did a very quick workout that day, but I was clearly tired. And I walk in the door, expecting no one to be there, and there's my grandpa in his shorts and a white t-shirt making a peanut butter and jelly English muffin, just kind of there. And I'm like, hey, yo, what you doing up? He goes, what you doing up? I'm like, well, I was at the gym. And he goes, He goes, well, I'm like, how about you? And he goes, well, it's 6 o'clock when I normally get up. And I took my phone because I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not 6 a.m. And so I go, hey, Grandpa, it's actually 1 in the morning. And he goes, what? And I go, yeah, it's 1 in the morning. He goes, oh, I guess my alarm went off at the wrong time. He just didn't question it. He just got up and did his routine like nothing happened, dude. And that's something that my grandpa, again, to a T. There are so many words that I would describe my grandpa as: respectful, funny, great, and I miss him. I do. There are times where I want to sit down and talk to him about what's been going on this week. And I know that if he saw what was going on down here, he would be there with a joke, just waiting, and have a smug little response to go along with it. He truly was a one-of-a-kind person that I was lucky enough to call my grandpa. If there's one story that I want to end on, it's my favorite story of me and my grandpa. One night at around 2 in the morning, I ordered a pizza because I was hungry. And right as the pizza got here, I heard my grandpa get up out of bed and walk to the kitchen to start making a snack for himself. And so I walked up to him and I'm like, hey, yo, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I got hungry in the middle of the night. Wanted a snack. Do you want something? I go, oh, I've already ordered pizza, so let's just eat together. And we sat at the table for 30 minutes and just talked about whatever was going on that day. And we had to whisper to not wake up Grandma. And we just sat there for 30 minutes and talked about nothing. But to me, those 30 minutes are so fucking important now. Because those 30 minutes I would do anything to get them back. To my roommate of 2 years. To my grandpa, to a veteran, to an amazing person, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your world. Thank you for allowing me to be a person in your life. And thank you for just being the best person that I've known. For as long as I live, I will do everything I can to make sure that the world knows who you are. And never forget you.